What is good, guys and gals, and welcome to the Films and Pixels podcast, episode 47. I'm your host, Afif. And again, for those that are tuning in and have stayed patient with me, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And look, I don't have a lot of topics, but just a few things that I've got on my mind, and I just want to say them here. So I'm excited to just talk about them for a bit. With the first reacting to the whole season 1 of X-Men 97, I'm excited to talk about that. Plus, I'm gonna just review a bit of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Pretty solid movie. I'm gonna talk about that. And plus, a controversial decision with Xbox shutting down 2 Bethesda studios. Actually, make that 4, but I'll get that into detail. Just a really strange situation that occurred recently in the gaming world, so I'll be going through that. But otherwise, if you haven't seen prior episodes, like I always say, please subscribe and just comment, you know the drill. Follow the social pages. Really would appreciate it. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting this done, talking more about these topics. So from here on out, let's get going. So first topic, I want to react to the entire first season of X-Men 97, which ran from a revival of the original X-Men 90 animated series that ran from 1992 till 1997. So let me just summarize it. Every single episode, worth it. The entire first season, perfection. Like really pure perfection. It is totally great, exciting, great drama, amazing animation. Like it's been really fun to watch. I've got to say, like everything about X-Men 97, amazing characters. Like they've been done right, justice. Like they've been done justice to them. Even like many critics are saying better than most of the live action films from 20th Century Fox. Amazing in every way. I love the whole twist and turn, like Magneto trying to fulfill Xavier's promise, Storm fighting her own demons, Cyclops and Jean Grey sorting out the issues of their relationship. Logan hasn't had received too much Wolverine, aka Wolverine, but that's fine. He's found his moments to shine. Oh man, and especially familiar villains coming back, like especially with Sinister and the Sentinels. Of course, even like love triangles. We saw like a bit of a love triangle with, Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Logan. But mostly a lot of the attention went to Rogue, Magneto, and Gambit, especially. Again, spoilers here. The death of Gambit in episode 5 with that huge twist with the giant sentinels attacking Genosha. Oh my god, and the Captain America cameo. I mean, like, and Xavier coming back from that alien planet and trying to reunite the X-Men, and then Jubilee and Roberto growing their own relationship. Familiar villains, like I said, coming back, like Mojo, even more characters, Bishop, Forge, and we kind of see how Scott Summers' son, Nathan, who turns out to be Cable. We know Cable, we've seen Cable in Deadpool 2 movie, so pretty cool to see Cable here as well. So it's been really great as well. You kind of see how Rogue has changed, losing Gambit. Seriously, amazing animation. Still, like it's updated, but still kept that like 2D sort of feel. And I even like the 3-part finale, and like Magneto. Well, supposedly Magneto was right with how humans going against mutants and doing whatever they can to take him out. So that's where the whole thing came out. And then Bastion and turning everyone to Prime Sentinels, and then like what happens like at the very end with 2 separate teams of X-Men, like one is in the future and the other in the past. Oh my god, like it's definitely exciting. And already there's updates set from producers saying that season 2 in production and then season 3 in development. So the fact that we're gonna get more X-Men 97 in the future is amazing, right? And like I'm not being biased here. It definitely has been Marvel's best project in years, done with Marvel Animation since the rights have gone back to Marvel Studios with the division of the animation, also responsible for What If season 1 and 2. So with Marvel Animation, they're on a winning streak here. Amazing, amazing job from the first episode to the 10th episode of season 1. Worth binge watching again. If you didn't see it, worth watching it again. Amazing, 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 amazing job. Man, who am I missing? Who am I forgetting? It was pretty cool to see Xavier again later in the season. Magneto shined, especially, and Cyclops, more of a leadership role. Pretty cool to see the Jean Grey, Madeline Pryor clones, and oh man, like pretty cool. Like I saw a YouTube video trying to catch up with what happened in the animated series, so definitely worth watching. Again, it's okay. It just see what happened before, but X-Men '97 worth watching on Disney Plus. Do that right now. Okay, so transitioning from a TV review to a movie review, and one that I saw in the weekend, and I'm glad I did, and it's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This is the fourth movie that continues the reboot that started in 2011 with Rise and then Dawn and then War. That trilogy revolved around Caesar, and although his name is mentioned throughout, this is mostly a new cast of characters. One of the apes comes back, known as Raka, but this is a fantastic film in itself. So it's mainly revolves around a new ape named Noah, who is trying to do everything he can to avenge the loss of his father and his family, and go after a bunch of apes who slaughtered them, wearing these masks in the name of Caesar. So he goes on this journey, and then he meets up with Raka again for a while, and plus this human, this young girl played by Freya Allen. For those that may not be aware, Freya Allen may be familiar with her from as Ciri in the Netflix series The Witcher. So that's how some people may be familiar with the young actress. They somehow find themselves in a situation where a tribe of apes are trying to go further in evolution and take the weapons and knowledge of humans and so forth. So we see like this world all desolated, looks like apocalyptic land, barely any humans. And when we do see humans, they resort to like Homo sapiens, kind of like tribes, like cavemen, cave women, sort of. So they don't speak, they don't talk. And a lot of the apes this time, they do speak well English. So you kind of see how these movies have evolved in a lot of ways. And now the world has moved on, and especially these apes, since the death of Caesar from War for the Planet of the Apes. And I think this, although I think the trilogy is better than this new one, Kingdom is still very excellent. And I'm really glad it goes in the direction. Visuals are excellent. The motion capture is definitely excellent as well. And I definitely liked everything I saw here. So there's still a pretty solid story. You kind of, even like watching it made me think about like what, I mean, it's all just science fiction. And so I get it in some ways, action and science fiction, but it's pretty cool to just kind of see the evolution of creatures like humans and apes, like how they differ from one another, and you know, their philosophies of life with are sort of different in a way. Of course, especially with the main antagonist, Proximus Caesar ape, you know, trying to take the charge, capturing a lot of these apes, enslaving them so that they can open this big vault. And I'm not going to spoil it, but we know what's inside. It is dangerous and so forth. And I think as in the way the movie ended, I think like to me it sort of teases a major human versus ape conflict, which I'm pretty certain will happen this time with the way it ended. No mid-credit scene or anything, by the way, but it's pretty excellent. I Other than maybe like two or three cast members, I haven't totally memorized the cast members involved, but definitely great directing by Wes Bale, Wes Ball, I think his name. No Matt Reeves like before, but definitely really excellent movie. And I really like the relationship Noah has with Anya and Suna, the other two apes from his tribe, and his mother as well, being an important figure in his life. And this other human, Trayvon character, as as if he like gave up on anything and believes like teaching these apes, making them more intelligent, giving them more knowledge of of humanity and whatever. It's it's just like a, think of it like a secondary antagonist sort of way, but doesn't have much screen time and so forth. But Freya kind of connects everything together because she understands, because she pretend like she knows nothing and kind of lied to Noah, but tried to like save herself and escape and so forth. And uh, that's why like some of these apes are targeting her, because she has a map to the key that they're looking for and whatever. And so that's kind of, you don't have to put too much thought into it, but it's a really cool film, really cool story. I will say the prior trilogy definitely much better. It's pretty cool to see the changes here with the apes speaking good English and using sign language with when necessary. So I thought that was pretty cool here. But yeah, if you liked the prior movies that came out before in the previous decade, I think you'll like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Definitely worth watching. It's not dumb. It's not trying to be like dumb entertainment or anything. It's just give good storytelling and so forth. It's just meant to have strong storytelling with friendship, kind of with like friendship and family. It's obviously going to be a big part of it, a core of it, but still an excellent film all around. All right, so look, the final topic I want to talk about here, a really strange controversy occurred with Xbox shutting down Bethesda studios, including Arcane and Tango Gameworks. And I know there were two more, maybe like one of them that was absorbed into another studio, and then one of them that did mobile gaming work was like shut down or maybe or something. But the big story is the loss of Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin. Now, just to give you a background, Arcane Austin, you may have heard of their games like the Dishonored series, Dishonored, Dishonored 2, and the expansion Dishonored Death of the Outsider, and there was also Prey. And I think they were the ones responsible for Deathloop, which was really good and successful as well. Oh yeah, and there was that Xbox exclusive Redfall, but I mean that was sort of a mess. It took them time to fix the problems. Like later on, a 60 FPS patch, and before the shutdown, there was going to be like a single player mode. So a lot of issues that went wrong with Redfall may have contributed to Arcane's shutdown, but for Tango, it's a bit weird. I know Tango Gameworks from the survival horror games, The Evil Within 1 and 2, and they had a really successful launch, just a shadow drop of Hi-Fi Rush, which is like a, again, I never played it, but I know it's like a action rhythm game that was first on Windows and Xbox and then recently was ported to PlayStation 5. And even throughout, like for that game, it got like a lot of, did well commercially, critically acclaimed, won lots of awards. And yet, even after all the shutdown, Xbox is saying a day later, like studios and games like Hi Fi Rush are needed. Okay, that's believable, but why are you shutting them down? And these are good business studios. If after spending like what, correct me, was it 68 million or was it maybe a bit less? Spent a lot of money buying Bethesda studios and then shutting some of them down for no reason. If they were on their own, multiplat as they were going, then like I don't think there would have been this problem. I mean, all that's left is the studios of Elder Scrolls and Fallout, Doom. It's possible Wolfenstein. Good thing I remembered Wolfenstein as well, and maybe other Western RPGs. But I know that they still have Obsidian that's working on The Outer Worlds 2, and I don't think anything with Pillars of Eternity. But I mean, look, it's just weird when you shut them down. You get awards. I mean, they make a good games, win awards, and then you shut them down. It just doesn't make sense. It's not good business practice to me. It's like business malpractice. Just, I mean, I don't even. To me, like what were they doing? Were these studios doing poorly financially? I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it to me. And yet, any rumors of a Dishonored 3, like obviously canceled unless a new studio picks it up. But I doubt that we're going to see a Dishonored 3 or a Prey sequel. But it's complete bullshit. These decisions. And of course, like Microsoft is giving excuse like these changes are necessary to fit with our portfolio going forward and the games we're going to be focusing on. But it's becoming more or less about Xbox and really more about Microsoft Game Pass. If we don't want to call it Xbox Game Pass, let's just call it Microsoft Game Pass, since exclusives don't seem to matter, even with Hellblade going to be coming out. I mean, it's May 21 as of the recording, going to come out any moment now. That's a big exclusive for them. So what, are they going to shut down Ninja Theory as well? Even after they do well critically and commercially and win awards, are you going to shut them down too? I mean, you bought Ninja Theory. They were an indie studio. You helped them with the money they need to make a really good Hellblade 2 game, Senua's Saga. Yeah. So like what? The whole situation is just kind of weird, and I hope it gets fixed. And I hope more studios like this don't have to suffer the same fate after doing really good work, successful work. All right, guys and gals, that pretty much wraps it up for the Films and Pixels podcast, episode 47. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really glad. There was a lot that I wanted to say. I got out of my mind, out of my chest, and topics that have happened recently I just wanted to talk about. So I'm just really glad I got them out of the way. I was glad I was able to record them in the time available. So if you listened and watched from beginning to end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for anyone being loyal to the show. It means a lot. I know distribution has been kind of slow. That's kind of my fault, but with time management issues and slow internet upload speeds, it's been a problem for me. So I'm really glad for anyone being patient. I haven't really lost dedication. I have not lost any dedication to doing more work on this podcast that I'm actually passionate about. So I'm really thankful, grateful, and appreciative for any of you that's stuck by me. So yeah, this is Afif Jamil, the Films and Pixels podcast, episode 47, signing out. Good day and good night.